Hello and welcome to the video today. Today I'm in Barcelona and today I am hiding money in Barcelona. So I've got like 120 euros, which is about 125 US dollars. And similar to the video in Mexico, I will be hiding this money somewhere in the city. And the whole video is going to be a clue as to where that money is. So let's get going. So to clarify, the goal is to find GPS coordinates hidden from clues in this video. So because we're in Spain, we are going to have positive numbers for both the latitude and the longitude. We're gonna have 7 digits that you need to identify for the latitude location and then 6 digits that you need to identify for the longitude location. 13 digits altogether. They're hidden across a bunch of clues. One last thing to note is that the clues are hidden in chronological order. So when you find the first clue, that first clue corresponds to the first group of numbers for the latitude location. So basically, if it doesn't make sense at the end of the day, the clues you get, go back and see if you skipped or missed a clue, because that probably will be the reason. If you have a question, just drop a comment. I'll be very quick to answer it, and good luck. So one kind of interesting thing about Spanish food, or generally when you have meal in Spain, or tapas specifically, is that the food comes in a lot of like kind of small little bite-sized chunks rather than one large meal where you have to like sit down and stuff yourself with rice or whatever, really. And I like that. I like it because I can have a variety of foods, try a bunch of all the dishes that I want to without having to commit. And it is kind of different than I'm used to, and I like that. I like getting a variety of foods, small bite-sized foods, and sharing them rather than stuffing myself on one dish. So for example, here I've got 4 pieces of chorizo, and while I'm all alone, I'll eat all these 4 pieces of chorizo. One other very interesting fact is that people drink beer here in Spain really early in the morning at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., even 8 a.m. Check this out. Beer seems to be like a morning drink, similar to orange juice or coffee. It's pretty common to see people with a beer, a cigarette, and a newspaper at like 9 a.m. at a cafe. Pretty cool, just interesting stuff that I've never been exposed to before in a different culture. I like it. It's different. And all of these differences, I feel like, sometimes are good for just kind of opening your mind to different ways that you could live life. Personally, I know that when I get into a routine of just doing the same thing day after day, that ends up being month after month to year after year, I get kind of bored and kind of closed-minded to a degree. And that's something I love about traveling, is wherever I go, I generally learn new things. And it makes me think about that I could live life very differently from the way I've been doing it before. And I like that. I find that it keeps life exciting. One thing that is commonly said about Barcelona is that it is known as a city for pickpocketing. So you gotta keep your wits about you at all time. But I had a whole whopping 0 encounters with pickpocketing my whole time there. And I was there for a few weeks. Overall, I think you just gotta use some common sense. Just not walk around with your phone, money out and about, especially in the very touristy areas like the Ramblas, or you probably might get pickpocketed. But if you just have some common sense, you'll be totally fine. So one other interesting fact about Spain, just the lifestyle I've noticed so far, is that people love just to congregate with each other and spend time with their friends and family. It seems super common here. This is similar to what I saw in Mexico. So if you haven't watched my Mexico City videos, definitely recommend that. But basically, it's pretty common to see people just hanging out at a cafe for hours and hours and hours on end with their friends, family. And life overall seems to be more focused on enjoying it rather than just working all the time. And I'm sure like I'm making a big generalization here, but that's just something that I've noticed from my time in Spain so far, and something I really appreciate. I think life is meant to be enjoyed, not optimized to produce profit or output. That's my little gist, at least. I'd rather enjoy life. Anyways, on with the video. So these are my favorite Spanish food that I've had here so far. They're called bambas. They're delicious. It's like fried potatoes stuffed with cheese and meat or whatever, really stuffed with whatever, and fried. And they're absolutely delicious. If you're ever in Spain, I highly recommend these. One interesting thing that I've noticed here in Spain is that cigarettes seem to be a pretty common thing. So, like, you know, in the States, or generally, if you don't know, you will. Cigarettes are pretty villainized because, you know, I guess They are bad. Cigarettes are bad, not recommended. However, here in Spain, it's pretty common to see people just hanging out at a cafe smoking a cigarette. Seems a lot more common that I've seen in Spain than I've ever seen in the States. And maybe it's just like a cultural thing. Interesting, nonetheless, it's something I wanted to comment on. Although, if you want to smoke cigarettes, do what you like, all the power to you. Who am I to say what you should do? But for the record, I will just say that I don't recommend cigarettes. It's probably a bad idea if I had to take a stance on it. And so if you have about 2-3 days in total, check out these 9 spots. So if you see these 9 spots on the map here, you've seen basically all the main touristy attractions in Barcelona city proper itself. I've been to a few of these spots, haven't done them all, but from the research I've done, these are the spots to check out. And it takes about, if you have 2-3 days, you should be able to hit them all at doing 2 to 4 spots a day. Okay, so one last clue. This is the view from where the treasure is hidden. Right now, basically my camera is right on top of over where the treasure is. Good luck, and I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a lot of fun to make. Like, I know I can't make these in every country just because of laws and stuff, but I want to continue traveling the world. Even if I can't do treasure hunts, I eventually travel to every country in the world and do treasure hunts where I can. And so yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See ya.